actually be able to enjoy taking a bath and not have to worry about if you're going to be able to get out on your own, or be able to actually stand up from the tub and not feel stuck needing somebody to come help you get up. It can be quite scary, but there are actually ways that you can get out of the tub without having to kneel on the hard surface, to kneel on your knees. If we haven't met before, my name's Alyssa and I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I specialize in helping people with osteoarthritis. And in today's video, we're going to go over one way that you can use to get out of the tub that actually does not involve kneeling. Now, I do want to caveat this with, this tub is pretty deep. Now, if you have a shallower tub or a bathtub that's maybe connected to a shower, it may be a little easier to get out of. Sometimes when they're this deeper range, it makes it a little hard to get out of. But you can still do it, so fear not. Okay, I'm going to show you my favorite way of getting out of the tub. You want to start in a position just like this, with your feet out in front of you. There are two things to keep in mind when you are getting out. One is you want to make sure you have a textured bottom, so the bottom of the tub has more tread on it. There are a couple of mats and things you can get to put on the bottom of the tub if yours is a pretty slick bottom. Sometimes they do come with a more textured bottom. You obviously just want to make sure that as you're getting out, it's not going to be a fall risk and you're going to slip. The second one is really thinking about keeping water in the tub as you get out. Water helps with buoyancy and helps to offload some weight. So it may make it a little bit easier if you got out while water is in the tub. This is something you can experiment with to do either way. I would highly recommend trying this before you get in, get all relaxed in your bath. Just do a dry run just like I'm doing now, just to make sure that you can get out of it. It's going to be a lot easier to try this when you're not all wet and when it's not slippery. If we start in this position with your feet out in front, knees just bent up as far as you can comfortably, here's what we're going to do. I am going to extend one leg. So I'm going to take this leg that's closest to the outside of the tub and I'm just going to straighten it. Not straighten it all the way. I still want to keep my foot flat on the tub, but I'm just going to extend it. Then I'm going to bring this leg that's furthest away from the outside and I'm just going to bend it up as far as I can comfortably. Of course, no matter how much your knee bends, this is going to depend on what feels comfortable for you. But you just want to bend it up just as far as you can. Again, keeping this full foot on the tub, in contact with the tub. You don't want to be up in a position where your toes are not touching the tub. Okay, so the leg that is closest to the outside is a little further extended and the leg that's furthest away from the outside is bent up. So we're in this kind of staggered stance. There only needs to be a couple of inches in between. But you want to have a nice solid base. So you don't want your feet to be too close together. About shoulder width apart usually will do, or hip width apart. I'm going to take my hand that's closest to the outside of the tub and I'm just going to grab on. Then I'm going to take this hand that's furthest away from the outside of the tub and I'm going to try to reach so I'm in line with the knee on this front leg, on the leg that's closest to the outside. So I'm going to try to reach so I can be over that knee, if you can. You can just try to get as close as you can if able. But essentially, I'm taking this outside hand and I'm putting it in front of this hand that's already on the tub. Now what I'm going to do, I have my staggered stance. You're really relying on the leg that's furthest away from the outside. So this leg back here that's bent up a little further. So I would position yourself to which side you feel comfortable with. So if your left leg is the one that you feel stronger on, then you could set yourself up this way. But if your right leg is, I would turn around and face the other way if you can. I'm going to use this leg primarily, but I'm also going to use the other one and then my hands, and I'm going to push myself up and watch as I walk my feet back so that I'm in this upright standing position. So I'll show you again. We're in the staggered stance. One hand's over here. I'm gonna take this opposite hand, reach it over, so see if I can get my elbow in line with that knee. I'm going to press up, and then I'm going to walk my feet back. As you notice, you don't necessarily need a lot of knee bending range of motion to get up. Because again, we're in the staggered position. I'm reaching up, and if I watch, my knees don't have to bend all that much, which is good, especially if you do have problems bending. But also do is find some foam cushions that are safe to use in the water and that are going to be able to be used in the water. And what you can do is actually put them down on the ground so that when you get in, you're now up higher, especially if you have a deep tub. And I will put a couple of links down below. You can also use what's called a hot tub cushion, so a cushion that you can use in the hot tub, but it can actually be used also in this situation to help raise you up. Because now you do the same thing, but now you have more leverage, so it's a little bit easier to get up. You don't need as much strength the higher up that you are. So you can keep that in mind. I'll put those two links down below. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, I would highly recommend doing a dry run first before you get all wet, before we get all slippery, so that way it's a little bit easier to see if you will be able to do this or not. Of course, having someone there to help you just in case, if you do not feel confident in your strength or in your balance or in your ability to be able to do this, please make sure that you set yourself up safely. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.